In this tutorial, I'll show you 5 steps to stitch a simple wreath like this one. Step 1 is to draw a perfect-ish circle onto your hoop. Here I'm using a smaller hoop than the one I'll be stitching in as a guide for my circle. I'm using a pencil because I know I'm going to cover these marks with stitches, but you could also use an actual erasable fabric pen if that's what you prefer. Step 2 is to choose your colors. We'll be stitching 3 components to make our wreath: the base, leaves, and accents. If you want, you could use 3 different colors for each component like I'm doing in this example. You could also choose 3 of the same color, 3 shades of the same color, really any colors that you want. Step 3 is to stitch your circular base. You can stitch your base with anything that follows a curve well. Some of your options include whipped backstitch, which I'm using in this example, stem, outline, chain, back, split back, etc. I've sped up the video here to get us to the end. I do have slower tutorials available for all the stitches I used in this demonstration, as well as many of the stitches I mentioned as alternatives, if that would be helpful to you. I'll leave a link to my blog in the description of this video. Step 4 is to stitch your leaves. I like to mark where I'll be stitching my leaves before I start stitching, and I'll often do them in this alternating pattern like you see here. You can mix up this pattern though. Just like our base, you have unlimited options here for your leaves. In this demonstration, I'll be using detached chain stitch, but you could also use a basic straight stitch, clumps of straight stitches, pistol stitch. You could even draw on small leaf shapes and use things like satin stitch, fishbone, or fly stitch for this portion of your wreath. Step 5 is to stitch your accents. I'll be using a 2-wrap French knot for my accents on this hoop, but again, get creative and do whatever you think looks best. I think this is the most fun step because it brings everything together. I'm following an inside the base, outside the base pattern in this example, but you could also make your accents more random to reflect more natural foliage. The point is to have fun. If you end up not liking a component of your wreath, you can always cut out your stitches and start over again. That's totally normal. Try not to get too frustrated with yourself if that's what happens. And that's it. I hope that was helpful to you. Again, I'll leave lots of links in the description of this video with more help if you need it.